If you want to learn how to build in Tinkercad, you're in the right place. In this video, I'm going to walk you through a simple 3-step workflow that makes Tinkercad much easier to understand. Place, adjust, and group. By the end, you'll know how to create basic 3D models, resize them correctly, position them cleanly, and combine shapes into one finished build. This is a great starting point whether you're designing for fun, for school, or for a 3D printing project. If this tutorial helps you out, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more easy software guides just like this one. Alright, let's jump in. The first step in building in Tinkercad is to place your shapes. When you open Tinkercad, you'll see the blue workplane in the center of the screen, and on the right side, you'll find the Basic Shapes panel. This is where all your building blocks live. Think of these as the foundation of every model you make. Boxes, cylinders, spheres, and other simple shapes are the pieces you'll use to construct more complex designs. To begin, just drag a shape from the Basic Shapes panel onto the workplane. For example, if you want to build something simple like a small block or a custom part, start with a box. If you need rounded parts, use a cylinder or a sphere. The key idea here is that every advanced model in Tinkercad starts as a combination of simple shapes. So instead of looking for one perfect object, think about how you can build it from basing pieces. Once your shape is on the workplane, the next step is to adjust and position it properly. This is where most of your control comes from, and it's also where Tinkercad becomes really powerful. When you click on a shape, you'll see several handles appear around it. These handles let you resize, stretch, rotate, and lift the shape exactly how you want. Let's break those handles down. The white corner handles are used to change the width and length of the shape. If you drag one of these, you can make the object bigger or smaller across the base. The white square on top changes the height, so this is how you make something taller or shorter. The black squares let you change one dimension at a time, which is useful when you want more precise control instead of scaling everything together. You'll also see curved arrows around the object. These are for rotation. If your shape needs to face another direction, just grab one of those arrows and turn it. This is especially helpful when you're building something with multiple parts that need to line up correctly. Another important handle is the black cone at the top. This lets you lift the object up or down off the workplane. That means you're not limited to placing everything flat on the surface. You can stack shapes, overlap them, or create floating parts by adjusting the height position. This is a really useful part of building in Tinkercad because it gives you more freedom when assembling your design. Now that you know how to place and adjust shapes, the third step is where everything comes together, grouping. This is the actual build step that turns separate shapes into one finished part. If you leave shapes separate, they'll still act like individual objects, but once you group them, Tinkercad treats them as a single model. To group shapes, first select all the pieces you want to combine. You can do this by dragging a selection box over them or by holding Shift and clicking each shape one by one. Once everything is selected, press Ctrl+G on your keyboard. That groups the shapes together into one object. This is one of the most important shortcuts to remember when working in Tinkercad. Grouping is also how you create cutouts and holes. If you want to remove part of a shape, click the shape you want to use as the hole and change it to Hole in the inspector window. Then place that hole shape inside or through a solid shape. Select both and group them together. Tinkercad will subtract the hole from the solid, creating a cutout section. This is how you make things like slots, openings, letters, or custom voids in your design. So if you remember nothing else from this tutorial, remember this. Place your shapes carefully, adjust them carefully, and group them when you're ready to build. That workflow will help you create almost anything in Tinkercad, even if you're just starting out. As you practice, try combining boxes and cylinders to make simple objects. Try moving shapes up and down. Try rotating them into different positions. And once you're comfortable, experiment with holes and grouping to create more advanced designs. The more you use these tools, the faster and more natural the process will feel. If this video helped you understand how to build in Tinkercad, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next tutorial. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.